Hi, Skip here. I want to take a little time and share some information with you. The subject is accelerated network marketing. It's probably not a term you've really heard too much of. Network marketing has traditional methods of doing things. It's been around for an awful long time. It's very successful. It's a great way to do business. It's well established. And if you happen to be involved in it, great. I'm going to show you a way to actually accelerate your business. If you've not been in it before, I'm going to show you something that is new, that is exciting, and is powerful, and it can take what otherwise would take years. It'll boil it down to months. It's an amazing thing. So accelerated network marketing is the subject, and I'm going to take you through some steps here to give you some idea of how it all works. So let's start. We're going to dive right into it here. By the way, as I dive into this, I'm going to make mention that on my website, skipmcnutt.com, I've got an entire page dedicated to this. Tons of information on network marketing and the subject of how you accelerate the process and all that. It's all there on my website as well. But I wanted to put this out so I can give you a really sound overview of what it is and how it works. Okay? So let's start with websites. Websites are not just online brochures. I talk to so many businesses that basically have their website set up, and the only people that go to their website are people who they've already talked to. They've given a business card. It's maybe some advertising and marketing, but it's very limited as to the number of people that ever find out that you have a website and end up at your website. So the website really needs to be a place that is a home base. It is a hub. It is a place where you establish your brand, where you establish trust. You develop who you are, what you have, and why people should buy from you. And by the way, I should mention that this is a place where it's a showcase. It's like walking into a store and seeing all the departments. Here's all the things that are available. Here's what you can get. But it's not necessarily a place where you do all the selling. Selling is kind of a separate process. A lot of people go out and all they do is sell, 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 sell. But what you really want to do is you want to establish yourself as a trusted source, and if you do it right and you get educational content, really inform people as to who you are, what you do, and how you do it, all that kind of thing, they're more likely to purchase from you, and you'll have to do a lot less selling and convincing in the process. So it's a hub, it's a place where you establish your brand. It's an amazing thing that is central to your business if you're doing it right. So let's talk about strategies. Strategies are so important. A lot of people have websites and they have other online tools, but do they have a strategy as to how they're going to use that, implement those tools for maximum end result, maximum return on investment and all of that kind of thing? There's strategies that are involved. And so where do you get those strategies? By the way, all the strategies and whatnot, I have more in-depth material on my website, but strategies are so important, and it covers things like how do you drive traffic. Instead of that one-on-one, you give people your business card, they go to your site. Strategies should be all about how do you drive specific, highly targeted traffic to your website. It's so important. If you really want to build a business, the more people that are exposed to your business and can learn about who you are, what you have, what you do, and all that, the better off you are. Well, that's going to take strategies in the process. Strategies that drive traffic, that capture the traffic, and ultimately convert that traffic to sales. And develop a system of lead follow-up for the people that have visited. So strategies are a really big, important part of it that are so often completely overlooked, and if not overlooked, completely misunderstood. So then let's touch now on this one subject to get a lot of questions on network marketing, otherwise known as MLM or multi-level marketing. There's so many people that have questions about it, and so many people that look at it as something potentially negative. They look at it as potentially being a pyramid. Well, I want to talk just a second about the difference between a legal or an illegal network business. In order to be legal, it has to be product-centric. The money that you're working with, the money that comes in, your sales, your revenue, all has to be generated from product sales. That's so important. And you'll notice that if you sign up for any network marketing company, there's a baseline of so much product you have to buy on a monthly basis in order to remain qualified. Minimum levels of product, but everybody has to be buying and using product in order to make the whole thing work and keep it legal. Otherwise, the FTC has a hard time with it. What happens, what makes it network marketing potentially illegal, is those who do nothing but promote the opportunity, that are not pushing product in return for your expenditure. They're just selling opportunity, and that runs out in a heartbeat. And that's where there's a few people that initially get into it that can make a lot of money, but as it continues to grow, people make less and less money, more people are duped, they end up with nothing, and it's not been product centric. That's illegal, and the FTC does have a problem with that. But now, after so many years and so many network marketing companies, you really don't have to worry too much about it, because that's pretty well been sorted out. Most companies, and I would advise, by the way, I'm not real big on brand new startups. That's up to any individual, and if you've got something that really is exciting and potential, that's your choice if you look at it and you do your due diligence. But it's always nice to know that you can work with a company that's well established, proven itself, has a great product, and something that is pretty much universal in its appeal. I'll talk more about product and product selection later. So the next thing I want to talk about is the difference between well, I'll refer to it as dealing with handfuls of people versus dealing with thousands of people. In traditional network marketing, you're dealing with one-on-one activities. You're dealing with, you'll rent a hotel room maybe and hold meetings. You'll have home parties. Small groups usually are the most that you're ever exposed to at any given time. A lot of one-on-one activity, lots and lots of personal follow-up where you're making personal phone calls to follow up, and it becomes transactional, and that everybody you sign up is a hands-on transaction that you're working with individuals. Now that's okay, and the industry's been built on that, and there's certainly multi-billions of dollars that have been made in the industry because of that kind of marketing procedures at large. The other side of it that you don't hear much about is the number of people that try and fail, or the people that get in it and they really don't want to be contacting friends and family. They don't know how to conduct a meeting or stand in front of a group of people. And that counts for an awful lot of people. But there's not really been any systems available to effectively do it online until now. That's why we're talking about accelerated network marketing. Whole different animal. With accelerated network marketing, instead of handfuls of people on time and one-on-one activities, you're talking about being exposed to thousands of people. Thousands of people who have already expressed a specific interest in what you have, what you're doing, how you're doing it, all of it. People have gone out searching for you, searching for what you do. And how do you capture that market? And if you're using the right strategies and you're driving traffic that is highly targeted, now you can be in front of thousands of people, so your numbers and your potential is much greater. So you can really accelerate the process, and now you're doing in months what would otherwise take years to do. You're going to find not many people out there are doing this or even close to it. They're not really using sophisticated systems with strategies intact that address this part of the industry. And the fact is, this is an open field. It is amazing what the opportunities are. This is huge. And you can do all the things you need to do in the process of building a network marketing company. You can do it online and actually set it up so that it's automated, running 24/7 with or without you. Now, that does not mean that there's no personal contact. I'll talk about that a little more in a little bit. It doesn't completely eliminate the personal contact idea. So when we get to that point, this is going to make more sense to you. One of the things you want to do in this process, we're going to talk about return on investment. This is so important because so many people are online for years putting money in the system and never making any money back. That doesn't generate good return on investment. The thing with network marketing is that instead of having a lot of physical facilities wherein you're paying high rent, you're paying for staffing, you've got inventory and inventory control issues, shipping costs, multiple locations in some cases. There's a lot of costs to doing business where money is being spent that in network marketing you don't have to spend because you don't have all those individual stores. You as an individual are the distributor. You're the store. And with lots of distributors out there moving a product and eliminating all the physical facilities that would otherwise be involved, you lower the costs. Now you've got better margins, and so there's a lower cost. the company now can afford to pay you higher commissions to you and to your team. That's where the money goes. Instead of going to facilities, it goes to you. They're putting that money in your pocket. So now your return on your investment is much greater. And you might make a little bit of an investment in the marketing process and getting everything set up. But once you do that, now we're talking a tremendous return on investment, and it's actually more stable than what you've done in the one-on-one scenario if you do this right. So return on investment is a big deal. It's something you always want to be conscious of. And there's lots of elements that when you really get into the details of running your business, you'll see where the various costs are. You want to track those things, make sure you're staying ahead of the curve, understand what your per customer acquisition costs are, and that kind of thing, so you can really know what your return on investment is. And you'll find that in network marketing, you can get some of the highest returns on investment. If you're running a restaurant, for example, the margins are incredibly thin. There's so many stores and marketplaces where the margins are so thin, they got to do a ton of business to make any money. And that's just not as high a return on investment, if that makes sense. So this is talking about getting a really high return on your investment and being able to track those things and make a lot more money for the same amount of effort in the process. So one of the other things I want to talk about is the risk-reward issue. The more money you put out, the more you want to get in return. What are the risks and what is the reward? There are some places where when you are investing in facilities to set up your business and buying inventory and handling and shipping and warehousing and doing all those things, your risk goes up. Do you have on hand and in stock the products people are going to want? If you're dealing with clothing where there's lots of different sizes, are you stocking it correctly with the right balance so you don't have a lot of investment that just sits? What are the variables in your business that are going to end up costing you something for products that where some will move and some will not move as much? You won't get the sell-through, and as a result, all of a sudden you've got mounting costs that really blow your return on investment out of the water and put you in a much higher risk factor. So now you have changes in the market, it's volatile, it's up, it's seasonal, it's whatever, and so all of a sudden there's certain times when your risk really goes up because you have to have the inventory on hand and manage your business. Or you end up with back orders and all those kinds of things. So risk-reward issues are tremendous. In a network marketing company, if you set it up right and choose the right products, you're not buying product. You're not inventorying product. You're not shipping product. You're not handling product. All of those things lower your risk factor, and as a result, relative to the reward, your reward is much higher. And you're not hanging out there on a limb where you could lose your business because you made a few bad choices along the way in inventory or whatever. Understanding risk reward and getting that at a minimum is a really big deal. And in network marketing, it's a great venue in order to manage that risk reward and automatically, by the nature of the beast and how it works, operate with less risk and higher reward. That's what you also ultimately want. Now earlier, let's talk a little bit about personal contact and influence. Earlier, I just started to touch on this, but I really want to focus on it for a minute. One of the concerns that people have when they go from traditional network marketing, where they've got that one-on-one contact, they've relied on it, their leaders have always been there and done that. It's been traditional in the industry to have that kind of marketing approach. They worry about the lack of personal contact. Well, let me pose an idea to you. If you're looking at a really large corporation, what you'll notice is that you've got a president, a vice president, you've got upper management at various levels, and you have all these people. Well, the average in a large company where they're really making a lot of money and they're doing really well and they're well noted, well known, brand name, whatever. There's an awful lot of people that never ever meet the owners. They have very little, if any, contact with the leadership of the company. But that doesn't mean that the company's not making a lot of money. In other words, what it really comes down to is management. Do you have to have physical, personal, face-to-face, one-on-one contact to build a business? The answer to that is no. And the fact is that by doing it online, you can create more interpersonal reaction or activity online through videos and through various types of communication, whether that's anything from social media and texting and letters and blogs and there's various tools you can use to put yourself in front of the people you're working with and establish yourself as a leader. It's becoming a leader. Leadership can be accomplished online. Absolutely, and you wouldn't be the first person to do that by any means. It's understanding that you want to go away from that one-on-one mentality with its very small thinking and slow to the idea that you can manage large numbers of people all online. And you look at a lot of people out there that operate and manage, large businesses with huge incomes, and they don't have personal contact with all the people that are in their organization. And when you're talking about businesses in network marketing, you could have several 100,000 people in your business, and the leaders of that business are not going to have face-to-face recognition of all the individuals. That just isn't going to happen. But if you're doing it right and you've set up your hub, your website correctly, you've got online management with people, training, services and support, answering of questions, all kinds of these that can happen online more effectively on a 24-hour basis that you can in any one-on-one personal thing. So you have to change your mindset, change the way you look at things just a little bit, and ask yourself, would you like to organize, be the leader of a very large organization? The larger the organization in network marketing, the more money you make, and the more residual income you can count on as you move forward. That's the whole idea at the end of the day. So actually, the online approach to it, if you're doing it right, is far superior in terms of managing a large number of people, getting it out there, training, giving your personal touch, letting people get to know who you are so that they have confidence in who you are and who you are as a leader and what you do in your training and your support as a leader. Okay, so that's really, really important. So you want that personal contact influence. Yes, absolutely you do, but you can do it all online. You can accomplish it that way. Accelerated advancement. I'm going to talk about this a little bit so you'll understand this term. Accelerated advancement. How do you advance up the lines and grow? Let me just read this little line to you. By shifting from limited one-on-one contacts to mass traffic strategies, you will see the initial contact conversions with automated follow-up systems and turn years into months. That's the point of it. Now, when I say accelerated advancement, in network marketing, the more people you have in your team, the more you advance, the more you go up in ranks, and the more money you make at the various levels. That's what you want. And you want to do that in a compressed timeline. So your advancement can be done and accelerate the process of your personal advancement by doing it all online, as opposed to doing it personal one-on-one. And all of a sudden now you can rise to the ranks and become a top earner in a company where it used to take years. You can do it in months if you're using the systems right. If you're using the proper blueprint with all the strategies and tools and all the things you can learn, which, by the way, all that stuff's on my website. The access to all those learning tools and whatnot, it's all there on the website. But just know that if you really want to accelerate the process and see yourself grow and you learn those strategies and how to do it right, it's a different world. And it takes network marketing and the whole concept to a whole new level. So keep that in mind as we move forward. I want to talk about the power of subscriptions for just a minute. Subscriptions are an amazing thing. Network marketing is great because in network marketing, in virtually every company out there, they have what they call auto ship. Well, auto ship is just nothing more than a subscription. It's another form of subscription. So everybody is on auto ship, and they get a certain amount of product that they come in every month, and you're going to make a little percentage off that every month. Now let's just take this as an idea. You've got all these people out there that are buying products through the company, and they're taking care of their own orders, they're getting their shipments, they're taking care of all of that. You're not doing it, but they've signed up within your network, okay? Which, by the way, that's where, network marketing, it's a network that you're building and you're marketing through that network. That's where it gets its name. So you've got this network of people, each individual ordering all their own product. Well, because those are subscription model, it really is what it is. Now, let's say I'm just to take a number of, say, $20. Every time they order something each month, you're getting $20 on that order. And this is a very small number, by the way, in network marketing. This is a very small number. But let's say you've got 100 people doing that. 100 people, which is a very small group in any network that's starting to grow and get traction. 100 people is not a lot of people. But you got 100 people at $20 a month, that's $2,000 a month. Double that to 200 people, that's $4,000 a month. That's automatic baseline income. Automatic baseline income, whether you're asleep at the switch, whatever you're doing, on vacation, traveling, doing whatever, that's automatic baseline income. And as the numbers grow and you start to get into the thousands, you can imagine the kind of money that you can earn. Start doing the math on it. And it is scary good. It is amazing stuff. It's all based on subscriptions. Look around, see if you can find a Blockbuster. They're gone. They were replaced by networks and others like them, where you can get, for the cost of one trip to the video store, you can get monthly streaming of all the videos and whatnot you want to watch all day, every day if you want to. All kinds of videos and television programs and all kinds of stuff you can get online through subscriptions. Subscription, the concept of subscription is a mega trend. It is huge. Now, by the way, I will also mention this. In accelerated network marketing, as you will see that I've worked it out, you'll see a lot of information on this and a better breakdown of it on my website. But it also includes multiple streams of income that are more than just whatever that product that is being turned over within the network. There's other elements where you can generate multiple streams of income within the system as you develop it. I wanted to mention that. I'm not going to go way into that. I don't want to confuse you. It's really a pretty simple thing, but I don't want to spend a lot of time on that. Just know that this is an incredibly simple place to build multiple streams of income that help to secure your position, stabilize you, so changes in the market don't leave you hanging and all of a sudden you lose your income because of lack of stability of the company you work with or whatever. There's ways within the system to build in automatic subscription model, multiple streams of income. Pretty powerful stuff. We'll talk more about that at another time. But I just want to put it out there that it's one of the elements that I really think people need to be aware of. Product selection. Product selection is one of those things where you can kind of really get deep in the weeds on this. Let me just kind of hit a couple of highlights for you in product selection. When the more you handle a product, the more you have product issues that you personally have to manage and take care of, the more complicated the process becomes. Now, in network marketing, the way it normally sets up is somebody else makes the product, they stock the product, they ship the product, they do all the handling, and all those things for you, which is great. There's so many businesses where you get in an online business and you discover you're at the will of somebody who's managing all those things, but they don't have the strength or the ability of a full, successful network marketing organization. Or you end up having to buy product and shipping it and what have you, which is, I think, one of the least desirable things. So in product selection, you want a couple of things. One, you want to minimize the amount of handling that you have to be personally involved in. And, big deal here, if you can do it, what if you have a product where you don't have to warehouse the product? You don't worry about running out of the product. You have products that can be provided through online services where people can pay their money and have their subscription, have online access to their product where you don't have to handle anything at all. It's all done automatically online. Push the button, click here, and download the program, have access to it, whatever. All done online and very simple to where you don't have to worry about any of that, and you're not worrying about product running out because it's all digital anyway. So that's one area to consider in products that you can do online and that you can buy through network marketing. There's also services that you can provide. One of the neat things about network marketing and combined with the subscription model is that traditionally you're going to provide to the consumer a product at a better value overall, better value for the individual, and that is also at the same time more profitable to you, the business person or distributor. That's an unusual combination, but you can accomplish that. And if you have digital products or online service products, it's amazing what you can accomplish. I'm going to get a lot more into that. I want you to go to the website. I got a whole page on that on network marketing online, accelerated network marketing, and how you can look into those products that are service-oriented and whatnot, that are universal in appeal, something that everybody needs, something that anybody can utilize, and that are a whole lot expensive than any other format in purchasing those products or services. Okay, that's just a little kind of a hint. All that stuff is online, and I want to make that available to you. Again, I'll put my website on here, so you can go in and look at it and study it. But I just want you to know that there's ways that you can kind of take this whole thing to a new level. And if you're in an existing business and network marketing, you've been doing it for a while and you want to accelerate the process, there's something here for you. If you're thinking about getting into it brand new, there's an awful lot here for you. All you need to bring to the task is the willingness and the drive, the belief in yourself that you know you can do it. Let's start with that. You need to bring to the task that desire, the drive, the willingness to fight through some of the frustrations. There's always frustrations. I've said it many times, frustration is a good thing. It means that you're actually involved in a struggle. On the other side, when you arrive on the other side, you will have gained something, learned something, you're better off for having the experience. That's what it's all about. Sharpen a knife, you're going to take off some of the excess, but you're going to be a more useful tool. Does that make sense? So be willing to overcome some of the challenges. Be willing to be resistant to the naysayers and the people that are saying you can't do it, or that, be safe, take it easy, don't do this, don't take any risks, don't take any chances. Well, risk and reward doesn't come out. The rewards of risk and reward don't come without a little bit of risk. You got to be willing to take a few risks along the line. That doesn't mean you do it blindly. It means you do your due diligence, do your homework, and all that kind of thing. But don't let anybody dissuade you from it, because for them, if they're not willing to do it, that's their issue. If they're not willing to step out and make more of their lives, that's their issue. So don't be influenced by those things. Allow yourself to think big. Think that bigger goal, that bigger picture. Set yourself some goals, and you can accomplish anything you want to. And if you really want to accomplish a tremendous business that will automate and give you long-term residual income, here it is. So I've taken a little while on this video, longer than I normally take to put together a video, but I wanted to hit on these points for you and open up some doors. It's amazing what you can accomplish. My website is skipmcnutt.com, skipmcnutt.com. I'll also put a link here so you can access that, and you'll find tons and tons of information. My personal goal is to reach out, help you. I've been around for a long time. Business, marketing, management, help more than one company over the $1 million mark. I know what I'm doing here. I love it. I'm passionate about it. My biggest thrill is to know that I've made a difference for someone. So if I've made a difference for you, given you some things to think about that you wouldn't otherwise think about, I'm thrilled with that. So I welcome you to my online home, and I hope that we can meet, that we can interact at some point, and I wish you prosperity in all of its forms. And so, press on, go to my website, check it out, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thank you. God bless.